Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents our E3 2015 podcast special with special guest Unyshek. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Duststorm.
And I'm your other host, Biowolf.
And we're here to talk about a fantastic week of E3. It's been quite an amazing week. My second time being there. Bio, this is your first time being there. So we'll get to actually talk about your experience there. And we also have Unyshek in with us tonight. Welcome back to the podcast, I believe. I believe this is
my
your
second time?
Second time?
Third?
Yeah.
Maybe third. Second. Who knows? I'm glad to be back, though.
Yes. So we have lots of E3 stuff to talk about. First off, how about that Xbox press briefing? That was pretty amazing.
That was awesome.
That was insane. That was just absolutely insane.
that was awesome. And it was funny because we actually, I think I threw the video up, but we threw, Bio actually recorded the whole Halo segment of the Xbox mini briefing, which was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that came up, which I had a bet going that Ben Giro would somehow hack into the press conference and do the Halo bit. But of course, after the last episode of Hunt the Truth, we know that Ben is no longer with us anymore. He got subdued.
Black bagged.
Got whacked.
We don't know he got whacked. We just know he got taken away.
I have a feeling he ain't going to be going around anymore.
It's Oni. They just bag you up and put you in a hole far, far away. I mean, look at Halsey. Look at what they did to Halsey.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ben is no more. But I was going for that they would somehow like hack in to the Xbox press briefing and then do the Halo bit. But regardless, Halo was up first. And actually, before we get to that, I know it's like the whole promotional thing is meant to like generate hype, but that jump in trailer for the beginning of the press briefing, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that's Hans Zimmer soundtrack from Man of Steel. Fantastic music.
Yeah,
I've probably rewatched that trailer / video 3 or 4 dozen times on YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
It was well written.
Yeah. No doubt.
The production was insane. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then I think it was Drax from RUL actually did the Chief and Locke kind of back to back and made a wallpaper out of that.
Yeah, that was
video.
Drax. The picture's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I love how artistic people out there can kind of grab what little images that they can get out of like a YouTube video or something and come up with something like genius like that for like a wallpaper.
Yeah, it was sick looking. I saved it as soon as I saw it.
I need to go find it because it was one of those things like in the middle of E3, I don't really have time to get everything done.
Yeah. You don't spend too much time online when you're actually there.
No, and that's one of the reasons why we've been so quiet over the last few weeks. It's just there was so much stuff. Yeah, it's crazy how much stuff was going on. But getting to the Halo stuff of the Xbox press briefing, Bonnie was the one that opened up the entire press briefing, which was cool, and we pretty much jumped right into pretty soon we jumped right into campaign demo footage. So as far as I know, it was supposed to be like people actually playing, but you can never tell with those things.
Oh, if it was like a pre-recorded campaign run-through?
Right.
I think in the sprint, you see them kind of practicing run-throughs.
Yeah.
Run-throughs. So I'm pretty sure that they had one recorded and ready to go. But who knows? Maybe they just practiced the run-through and then had it down for E3.
Because I know Josh Holmes was the one on the back left, and he was the one playing Locke. So, you could see the controller in his hand.
Yeah.
You couldn't see whether or not it was on, but...
Or moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would like to believe that it was them actually playing the campaign demo piece, but regardless, it was a it was a pretty landscape, and this obviously taking place on in a mission that's a little bit into the game. You're playing as Locke. You have your Spartan team. They're showing off a lot of the new stuff in the campaign. So they have the Artemis tracking system, which they show off. They have the player revival feature in there. They have the giving orders to your AI squad. And one of the things that they also talked about later during the expo was that every time you're playing, it's that whole squad, and you can actually join your friends playing, and you can drop into a campaign session without having to stop and start a lobby and whatnot. You can join up, similar to Left 4 Dead. So if anyone's played Left 4 Dead, you can join a player's game up and just drop straight into a character. So that was a cool announcement, I think, for campaign.
Yeah, I thought that was really unique to just drop in, drop out for Halo. That's unheard of, you know?
That just kind of screams Left 4 Dead, and the whole fact that the game is completely on dedicated servers, to see that they're taking advantage of that is really cool.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you don't have to deal with the connection host and all that junk anymore. Like, do it, like, at least we have like a dedicated thing we can just pop in. I had a lot of conversations about that because a lot of people didn't necessarily understand the join in progress. Like, they just thought, well, you start the game, you know, you can just kind of join it. Like, it was kind of interesting. I have a lot of friends that don't understand that kind of talk because they don't do online play. They literally pop in the game, they sit there, play the campaign, they're pretty much done. But they're really interested to see that they have that function in there, which I can't wait to use, to be perfectly honest. Like, I want to see how flawless that goes. Hopefully it's good. Like, I don't have any doubt, but like there could be some kind of hiccup or whatever on
hopefully it launches perfectly. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
I've seen a game not launch perfectly now, and I much rather prefer a perfect launch.
I'm right there with you.
I have a question for the conference. What did you guys think about Halo going first? Because after Halo went, when we were just kind of sitting there for the rest of the conference, like, yeah, this is kind of cool, but is there any more Halo? Do I just sit here?
I know.
It's kind of hard being focused Halo fans and not really worrying about anything else. Although I will say the backwards compatibility is a huge thing. That's a huge deal.
Absolutely.
That and the Elite controller.
That and the HoloLens thing with Minecraft was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah,
that was really, really cool.
Was that your first time seeing or even like hearing about HoloLens, Bio? Because I really didn't really know about it. Like, I wasn't really into virtual reality or augmented reality or anything like that. I just didn't want nothing to do with it because I don't care. Like, that's not something I usually care about. I knew about Oculus Rift and, you know, I watched YouTube videos and anything like that. But the first time I heard about HoloLens, it was kind of through Ricari, to be honest with you. Like, when he, you know, made that tweet saying that he was working with them. And Casey Hudson moving over to the HoloLens team from Mass Effect. That's about the gist I got. Like, I knew what was going on with HoloLens, but I never actually paid attention to it. But actually seeing it, like, in person, kind of, like, on the E3 stage, I was just blown away. Like, I was just generally blown away. That's what it is. Like, I honestly thought it was just something kind of like Google Glass, if that makes any sense. Kind of something around that. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that big. But after I seen that, I was just like, I need to own one. Like, I have to have one of these things. Well, it's interesting to hear that because I know for me, I heard about it when they were first talking about Windows 10. They had I think it was back in March or April, they had the whole conference about Windows 10, and they were actually showing off HoloLens. That was the first time they ever announced it. And one of the demos was actually having Minecraft in the room. So I already knew about it. So it was interesting to see a lot of people at E3 not even know what HoloLens is, or being able to have this kind of capacity to interact with real-world objects and augment the room that you're in. So to me, I mean, while the Minecraft thing was cool, it's like, okay, I've seen this before. It's cool to see that they're doing this as a game application, but I'm surprised at how many people actually didn't know about HoloLens.
Like it was on my radar. Like I knew what it was. I just thought it was one of those overhyped things that they're displaying it as what it looks like, and they do that all the time. They do it with so much stuff. I mean, the Kinect was kind of overhyped too, so like it just kind of shunned it off. I didn't really pay attention.
Dude,
to it.
I love my Kinect, even though I only use it for voice commands. You guys heard me using it before we started.
We did.
Yeah.
Mine sits on the side of my desk.
Do you use it at least at all?
Nope.
That's a shame. I like the voice command feature. I can be walking out of the room and pause and play and do whatever I need it to.
Yeah, that's all I use it for, though. I take that back. I use it for Skype chatting. When I talk to my friends overseas in Iraq and stuff, I use it for Skype chatting.
Nice.
Well, it's the camera you use sometimes for our live streams, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to stream through Twitch, you can just do the webcam with the Kinect.
Yep.
There were some other game announcements that they made. Obviously, we were focused on Halo. So what's made it past Halo? I think the only things that were really important to us were the backwards compatibility. And I think from what I've heard, Reach is supposed to be making an entrance into that program. Not sure about ODST, but I've heard rumors that Reach is confirmed to be one of those games that will be backwards compatible.
Well, if ODST is already on Xbox One,
Firefight isn't.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and neither is Halo Wars.
Yeah, I could see Halo Wars or Reach maybe.
And Spartan Assault.
Well, isn't Spartan Assault already on Xbox One?
Yeah, Spartan Strike isn't on Xbox One.
Yeah, Strike is the new one, and that's not on Xbox One. But Spartan Assault, the first one, is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Other than those, I mean, there were some other things I know people were interested in. I will say, well, yeah, they have the Gears Ultimate Collection, which they had the alpha going on during the week of E3.
Which sucked. I wanted to play I wanted to play it. We didn't have time. There's no way. Even downtime, we were just tired. We didn't want to do anything.
Well, we had busy evenings.
Yeah,
we did.
The first night of E3 was nuts. Like we went to the thing. Like we didn't have the show floor. We went to the
what was the thing?
We went the California Science Center. Messed around there for a while.
Yeah. Then we went to that was a blast. It was honestly
a neat place. And then we went to get our badges from the actual expo, right? After that?
Yeah, we got there probably 5 minutes before they closed.
Yeah, we cut it really close there.
Yeah, we did. And I played Navigator pretty much the entire week.
Yeah, getting us to and from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George was like, he has to ride with me everywhere, so we know where we're going.
He kicked me out of my passenger seat the first day. It's like, Bio, you got to get in the back, dude. Like this.
It was fun. But yeah, we did the Xbox press briefing. Then we got lunch at Jack in the Box.
Not worth. Never worth.
That was, and the reason we went is because Bio said he'd never been to a Jack in the Box before.
No, never been. I've heard a lot about it. Even in Austin, I heard about it, but I've never been to it. Like I didn't go to what's the other thing?
In-N-Out Burger. We went to that.
In-N-Out. I don't know. I'm saying like that was the other thing I didn't go to, but that was our original plan. Was supposed to go to In-N-Out Burger. Then we went to Jack in the Box after that.
Yeah, we eventually went to In-N-Out Burger though.
Yeah, no, we did. I got my first impression of In-N-Out with animal sauce. Is that what it was called?
Oh, yeah, animal style.
Animal style.
That was.
Did you get a shake?
I didn't get the shake. No, I just got just a regular Sprite. I didn't.
If you're gonna drop a little money on a soda, you might as well go the extra mile and get the shake. It's how you order stuff at In-N-Out.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Exactly. First time mistake.
Now I know.
So after lunch, we did the Science Center. We picked up our badges, and then we had a Halo community meetup. So there was about 30 or so Halo community people there, including people.
I think there might have been more, man.
I think there was more.
Last year there was about 30.
Oh yeah.
This year there were like a lot of people.
Maybe 40, 45 or so.
At least, I'd say.
We got introduced to Holobum. Holobum, is that how you say it?
Holmbum?
Hollenbaum.
Holobum. I don't know.
That was the next day though. We didn't meet him that night.
Yeah, no,
right?
he was in the line. He was in the line with us, wasn't he? Like
He was not the Halo community meetup.
Yeah,
he wasn't. Then who are we talking to? It was from overseas. There was Halo people
at the Halo meetup.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
to think.
I don't know.
I'm not
sure.
Oh no,
I'm being an idiot. Never mind. Completely.
You're talking about the showcase when we were.
Yeah, I'm talking about the showcase.
New Zealanders.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what
Bald unit. Yeah.
That was next. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Corpu and Owen.
I'm jumping ahead.
That day was crazy. Anyways, it was crazy.
Oh, it was nuts.
Everything's a blur and mixed together.
Oh yeah. So at the Halo community meetup, we got to just talk to a lot of different people. A lot of the dev staff was there. Got to see Jess again for the first time in forever, which was cool.
My first time talking with her. We talked probably almost the entire time I was there, just going back and forth, sitting down, which was cool.
I will say this year that community meetup seemed to go by so much more quickly than last year.
It was so fast.
I know. That 2 hours flew by.
I tried to circle around and say hi to everyone, but it was over before I could.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to say hi to Jess right there.
Yeah, I got stuck with Jess for probably a good 45 minutes. We just hadn't seen each other in a while.
Stuck? You make it
we just
sound
kept
negative.
talking. Not stuck in a bad way, but we just talked because there was so much to catch up on. And by the time I knew it, they were already handing out bags. It's like, okay, time to go. They got us set up for normal business hours. Our party slot is up. And it's like, already? But did we just get here?
I know. It was interesting though, because me and this is gonna sound really weird, but me and Jess made this eye contact thing. Like she was staring at me.
Whoa, dude!
Like I was.
She's married.
No, not like that. Not like that. So like me and Frank were talking. Talking with Josh. They were talking about Halo 5 and the presentation and stuff. And I looked over, and Jess was like looking. She was looking at Dust at first, and then she like looked at me with these eyes of like death. I'm like, interesting. So I went up there and I introduced myself, and then she was all happy. But it was interesting. It was.
You got a death stare at the start.
Yeah, because like
you should have started with that. You were like, she gave me this look. Yo, what?
No. Anyway,
choose your words carefully, sir.
Yeah. Start your story with that from now
on. Anyway, no, it was awesome meeting up with everybody that was there. Like you said, the time just flew by way too quick. It really did. We got to meet up with some 405th people, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, which I didn't get a chance to meet any of them while I was there, which kind of sucked because I wanted to really. I met a few of them last year there. I didn't really get a chance to talk to them in detail much, but I didn't really get to talk to them at all. So that was kind of sad. And I didn't really see them for the rest of the convention either.
We didn't even see Eli throughout that whole thing. Like he was off talking with everybody. Like everybody had their own little thing. Like Uni, you were going off talking with everybody. The only person that I honestly seen was just Dust when we were talking with Jess. Everybody else was off talking.
We were hanging out the rest of the week.
No. I know that. I'm just saying, like everybody was like everywhere, which was awesome because everybody was really talking to everybody. So I'm trying to say,
HBO was there. The 405th was there. We were there. Who else?
Dan was there. Green Skull.
We had Green Skull. We had the pros, Evil Geniuses.
Oh yeah, that's right. Towie,
Roy, and Snipe
Down. Roy. Yep. Which eventually we're gonna get them on the podcast. I've been talking to Towie, and it's just a matter of trying to find the time to actually get it done. So we will get that done.
It's coordinating 3 other people. That's going to be pretty hard to do. Yeah.
I figured we're gonna just wait until after the season finals because.
Very smart choice.
It's gonna be just crazy with.
Yeah, that'd be smart because they have to practice for finals and PGL.
Yeah, I mean that's 2 big things coming up pretty soon. So it's probably just gonna be best that way. We were gonna try to do something on the last a couple of days of E3, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, everyone's got their own plans and they're always shifting around in the week.
It's hard, but we'll get them eventually. We're going to get them on the show, so we'll get to that soon. And I know a few other people were there, but not anyone I particularly knew. A lot of the developers, some of which I didn't really know before. Tim Longo is just an easy guy to talk to.
Dude, he's the homie. Tim is awesome. The man.
I think we ran into him more than anybody else throughout E3.
Probably.
Like, I ran into him like 14, 15 different times while running around. Like, he was off doing his own thing. Yeah, he was like looking at the games. I ran into Frank O'Connor. He was running around with Josh. I think they were at the PlayStation deal at the EA booth.
So that was it was a lot of fun. It lasted about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. Just great talking to people. They had hors d'oeuvres that they were serving around. A lot of the same stuff that they had last year, which was good. So I knew which stuff was good to eat and which wasn't.
Yep, it was the same menu, so I knew what I wanted. We would do the little finger burgers are delicious. Cool.
The shrimp things were the things I was going after.
The little egg roll things.
You went for the little egg rolls?
Yeah, dude, those things were amazing.
Rookie mistake.
Dude, I had like one of everything while I was there. Mostly the sushi, but everything else was good. We were debating sushi while we were eating it. Like it didn't look too good. One of them, it was like all green and vegetable stuff.
If a sushi place can stay open for a year in downtown LA, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
So after that party, we got the little handout bags, and in those we got either a Team Lock or Team Chief shirt, which Bio managed to get a Team Chief shirt in this size, which I'm still envious of, because they didn't have extra large sizes of the Team Chief shirt for some reason, which is my size. Go figure. So I got a Team Lock shirt. Uni, I think you got a Team Lock shirt, right?
I got Team Chief, baby.
You got Team Chief. Dang it. I'm missing out.
Any of that charity shirts. I told son.
I told James, who's one of the product guys at 343, that if they managed to print a Team Chief shirt in XL, that I wanted one. So maybe someday, but I doubt that'll actually happen. That was it, right? We just got the shirt in the book.
We got a shirt in the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some fancy 343 black bags that came in. Which I still got.
That's the kind of bags that they have everywhere.
Oh, well.
I have half a dozen of those bags, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the shirt and we got the book. And I just finished the book, actually. Good read.
Nice.
The
thing after that was the Xbox Showcase, which was people that were invited had a chance to play the games that were shown off during the Xbox media briefing. So if you were there and you were on this list, you could actually go. And Uni, I have a feeling you're going to tell this story better, but why don't you tell what happened when we got to the showcase? George would tell this perfectly if he was here, but he's not.
Stuff. Yeah, so, George would be able to tell it the best.
Right. But you go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so we were supposed to be on the VIP list, right? We see a big, long line wrapping around the building and then around another corner. And we're like, we're not going to wait in that line if we're supposed to be on the VIP list. We walk up, we go to the VIP line, and the lady says, this is for VIPs only. We're like, yes, we know. We should be on the list. She's like, I don't think so. You guys should go around. Because we're wearing our backpacks, we look like we're just total geeks at E3.
Right. And there was a certain media company that all their VIPs were supposed to be going through.
Yeah.
But the email that Bravo sent us said that you're on the VIP list for the Xbox Showcase.
Mm-hmm. So we have to have this discussion with her. And it's just back and forth. And she just doesn't want to check the list. We're like, no, we should be on the list. She doesn't want to check it. She's like, no, this is for community influencers. And we just look around at each other and we're like, we're community influencers. She says, are you sure? And we're like, yes. Can you please just check the list? And then sure enough, she checks the list. We're on there. And then she finally lets us in after this big struggle, haggling over whether or not she should just look at the monitor with our name on it.
It was one of those
it was something else.
That's who we are
moments.
moments.
But we got in. We got in. We got to play Halo 5 eventually, so it was all good.
Well, you're forgetting the best part. They gave us 16 gigabyte flash or SD cards to record gameplay.
Right.
Yes.
So all the VIPs who went in actually got a little pamphlet, and where it was included a 16 gig SD card, so we could actually record our Warzone footage, which is the stuff that you've seen on Bio's channel, on Unyshek's channel, on my channel, is our gameplay. That
Some
was
better than others,
awesome.
Apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, our streams were some of the better ones because we actually knew how to play Halo. I don't know how that happens, but that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was really nice and a neat setup they had there with the capture cards. You just plug it in, tap the button at the start of the game, and then tap it at the end of the game, and you've got HD footage ready to go on YouTube instantly.
Yeah. So if for people that don't know like what's going on, so basically AverMedia was there with their live gamer portables, which you can just slip in an SD card and record your capture and recapture all your footage that will go to the SD card, and you pull it out and you can put another one in. Very easy system. I have one. It's probably one of the best things ever. Now, this is something interesting that I found out. That I actually want to say that the SD cards or the live gamer portables only record in 30 frames. I went back and used the live gamer portable on mine with the SD card. It captured 60. So I was you may want to, I don't know if it's on your footage, but like I was looking through my footage, it was in 60 frames. And all there was at 30 frames.
So, no, that's because in 720p, it records in 60 frames per second. And for the Halo 5 Warzone build, it was running in 720p at 60 frames per second.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
In 1080p, it records at 30 frames per second.
Okay. Okay, well, that explains it then. I was confused as to why that was doing it, but...
Yep, that's why.
That was awesome.
So that was awesome.
That whole thing was just mind blowing. Like that whole showcase thing was just crazy.
Yeah, that showcase party was probably the best E3 experience. That was so cool.
Yeah. Well, the thing that was awesome too is the fact that all the developers were there watching us play.
Yep.
You know, they were looking at us. Yep. They were like talking with us as we were playing. You know, Frank O'Connor, Josh Holmes. Was Tim there? I don't think Tim... No, Tim was there, wasn't he?
Tim was there.
Yeah, Tim was definitely there. So. Dude, Tim was everywhere. We've established this.
he was... I swear he was cloned. Like he had clones running around.
Yeah.
We ran into him so much. The great thing about that night was, we got the last time slot they were giving away for assigned gameplay recording sessions for Halo 5 Guardians.
We got lucky.
Like we got there just in time to get some of the last wristbands, and they actually had Halo 5 Guardians on there, and then the time where you were scheduled to go and play and record if you're a VIP. So we kind of just hung around. Do you remember the place that they had this at? What it was called?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Anyways, this place was decked out. They had a Tomb Raider ice sculpture where they poured down fireball whiskey through this thing and actually chilled it on the way down.
Yeah, an ice luge.
Yeah, that was cool. And they had set up of all these games on the level that you came in on. There was some stuff upstairs where you could kind of just go sit down, and then the lower level was more just kind of seating area, and there was the staging area, and then Halo had its own thing in the basement level, and they themed it, they colored it, and it was probably one of the best Halo Con experiences I've ever had.
It was so dang cool how they had it all set up.
Just the briefing area was cool, and we had David Ellis do our briefing, which was awesome. Yeah. Shout outs to him. It sucks that he doesn't get as much FaceTime anymore because he's a really cool dude. But we had the debriefing with him. We had, what was it? It was 24 stations set up. So it's 12 on 12. Or no, it was it. No, it was 48 stations because it was two games going on at once.
I think it had 2 sides. I think they had 48 ready to go.
So they had 48 stations, and I guess we haven't really talked about it, but Warzone's the new game mode.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked much about Warzone itself.
Yeah, we haven't really talked much about it. So that's one of the things that they announced during the press briefing, and it is a new game mode that is 12 on 12. So they're opening the sandbox a little bit, and they're making maps for this, which is supposedly up to 4 times bigger than any previous multiplayer Halo map ever made, which is just insane to think about anyways. But it's also not just player versus player, but it's player versus environment. So the scenario is you have 2 teams kind of on either side of the map. They have to clear out their own base of Prometheans. There's about 12 Promethean enemies, whether it's soldiers or crawlers that you have to eliminate. And you take control of your base, and once you do that, you can go out. And then there are 2 armories, one for each team, and then a central garage. And one of the objectives of the mode is to take over these bases. And as you take over bases, you get points. As you kill enemy players, you get points. But there's also AI bosses that come out periodically on the map that you also kill for points. And that's really the big point makers in the game. So the whole Warzone experience isn't just about killing other players, but it's taking over bases, killing players, controlling bases, and eliminating these AI bosses. And that's what gets you the points. And it's the first to 1,000. It's kind of a mix between, I want to say, Territories, Domination, and Slayer. Does that kind of make sense? Or how would you guys describe it?
Yeah.
I had a really strong feeling from like Invasion from Reach. Like you're not playing as the elites or something, but I had a really it kind of had a presence of that in a way.
I could see that. Yeah.
But they also had the Forerunner ship Phaeton, the air vehicle. That thing was sick. That thing was incredible. Like the way it moved was really unique.
It was cool.
Yeah, I like that VTOL, as they call it. I really like it.
They also had the plasma caster there that they were showing that off. They had a bunch of weapons
during the campaign demo. That was one of the new Covenant weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I called it a energy concussion rifle kind of thing, or brute shot, because that's kind of what it felt like.
It did have a bounce to it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in addition to the new game mode and fighting off AI bosses, fighting off enemy players, and taking over bases, they introduced a new system into Halo, which we've never seen before, called the Rec system, or Requisition. So it's where you can actually go and select weapons and vehicles that you can spawn into the game with. So whether you are in respawn, or you can actually go into terminals that are in each base, and you can change your loadout with weapons and or vehicles on the spot. And they had it accelerated for the E3 experience, but you get requisition levels based off of your performance in the game, and then you fill those levels over a certain amount of time. And based on what rec level you are and how much time you've played, you can actually call in or request specific weapons. So say you have an AR pistol start. Once you take over the base, you're usually a rec level 2. So you can go and get maybe a carbine or a BR or an SMG if you want. Swap that out with one of the weapons in your inventory, and then you can hit the battlefield then. Or after a little while, after the game's progressed for a few minutes, you may be rec level 5 or 6, and you can grab a sniper rifle or a ghost or a banshee, and you can actually go and requisition weapons and vehicles. So that's something that a lot of people are kind of cautiously evaluating right now. I think, Uni, since you're kind of a little more of the competitive side than we are, you might be able to talk to that a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like most people just don't want it to change the gameplay too much, which they've assured us it won't, especially when it's only in Warzone. So I don't think it's too much of an issue when you look at it from the competitive side, because competitive people are probably going to stick to their arena, 4v4 settings, and the rec packs aren't in there except for skins. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I am looking forward to seeing how it plays out in Warzone with the massive scale of 12 on 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the rec levels are concerned, and I know I'm jumping kind of back and forth between it, but it's just like lots of different information to go over. But in the final version of the game, what they're looking at right now is every 30 seconds you gain your rec levels. So if you wanted to get something that was a rec level 7 and you just requisition something like a weapon or something, then it's going to take 3.5 minutes before you can even requisition something that's a level 7.
Interesting.
The other thing I noticed is that when I seen that sniper pop up, that was the first thing I went after. That's what after it. I got a couple snapshots, which was awesome. So the sniper feels so much better compared to the beta. I don't know.
Yeah, they sped up the zoom in time.
Yeah.
That was something that felt really broken in the beta. It really did.
Yeah. I also got to play with the bolt shot, which is completely different now. You don't charge it up. It kind of felt it was like a 3 burst weapon that tracks your enemy. So it kind of felt like the Needler in a way.
The suppressor was really good too with that tracking.
I didn't get to use
really
it.
Good.
I didn't get to use that one.
Oh, it felt super strong.
Yeah, it kind of had a pull similar to like a plasma pistol pull, although not nearly as significant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it had kind of like that homing feature on it. I did get to try using the bolt shot, which is it had the 3-shot burst, but I didn't get to try the suppressor. I will say the Phaeton is an interesting Promethean vehicle.
Yeah.
I really liked it with the porting ability, especially just juking.
Yep.
Strafing left and right in the sky.
I did go on a pretty nasty killing spree with that thing on my first gameplay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got to on my second game. I got to use the Mantis, and that thing was just tearing through enemies. Like it was like in Halo 4, it was all right. In Halo 5, it's a beast. Like it's a beast of a vehicle.
Yeah, I know talking with Eli, if he was here, he would pretty much vow for the versatility and the use of the Mantis. He said that was, in his experience, the best vehicle in Warzone.
Yeah, it was that whole experience. It was just crazy. Like I'm just.
It was nice.
Thinking on it was awesome.
It was nice.
I think the funniest part, and I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, was at the very kind of the end while we were talking with Josh.
Yes.
And at the very end, they're like, we need 4 more people, and they're like, he tells us to go. The lady tried stopping us. He goes, no, we need them to like fill in these spots, and then we just went straight back down to go play again.
Yeah, you don't mess with Josh Holmes.
No.
He just told her, no, these guys need to get down there and fill those spots. It was awesome.
She had no idea what to do. It was hilarious.
Yeah, she just had this look of like disgust and confusion all at the same time.
I didn't look at her face. I was just like, I'm putting my head down and following Josh Holmes into the battlefield.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a few pros. It was a few other people that were left over downstairs, and they just needed a few people to fill in. So it was literally the last game of the night, and they just needed extra bodies to fill in. So there was a few 3 for 3
we
employees,
actually
pros.
played. I'm trying to think. We played Golden Boy. We played Saucy in that match. We played a bunch of Gears of War guys.
We completely wrecked them.
It was great.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. And then at the very end, after we were all done, we sang Happy Birthday to Brad Welsh.
Yep.
Which was awesome. And that was day 1, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was all in one day.
Lots and lots and lots of stuff happened in day 1.
I think, to be honest, day 1 was the most that we did throughout E3. To be
it definitely
was. That was just crazy.
And
it had everything Halo.
And not to overlook the campaign stuff, because I know they had the whole campaign demo, and they did talk about Fireteam Osiris, and they did show kind of a little thing at the beginning where they had some kind of like teaser where, and one of the cool lines was Buck saying, everyone's going to hate us when they hear about this, right? that were hunting the Master Chief. So that was kind of impactfful.
And not to mention in the grunt in the beginning.
I regret everything.
Oh yeah. What did
Dude,
he say?
I busted out. I regret everything.
Yeah.
Like just like running around, he just sit there and just blows up.
It's nice to see that they're bringing that humor back into the campaign.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel that was something that was missed. I really do.
Absolutely. Also, one kind of bonus thing that was in there. Eli called out there was going to have a car in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He goes, what's next? A car? And like a couple minutes later, they have a what was it? A Ford GT drop down from the ceiling for Forza 6.
Yep. That was a pretty nice car.
Yeah, it was an awesome looking car.
That was awesome.
But they only had it down for like a minute, and then it was gone. It was just there for no time at all, it felt like.
Well, no, it was down at the very end. Like when everybody was clearing out, they put it back down. Everybody was taking pictures with it.
Yep. I will say at the end of the Halo 5 campaign thing, though, with, what was it, the Warrior that said that Chief was granted passage, but
Warden
was
Eternal.
Warden, there you go.
Yeah.
Where Chief has been called, but Locke has been denied passage.
Yeah.
It's intense, man.
I looked at that for like I was just puzzled. I was like, what is going on with that? Like my first expression with that was like, this is Locke's gonna die. Like you see like that thing unfold in his face and he gets zapped. Well, what looks to be like he's gonna get zapped. You don't know out there what to do with that. But that was that whole presentation for Halo 5 was just sick.
It was. I when I saw that sequence of events, I was just like, yeah, take it, Locke. That's what was going through my head.
Yeah.
But
I think the sound system in that was really cool too. In the thing. And when they had everybody's face pop up right before the Halo 5 campaign run was going through, like they had that like all the side, I don't even know what to call them. They're like the little mirror side things for the, I don't even know what to call it.
Side panels?
Yeah, thank you. That was sick.
Okay.
That was awesome. That showed everybody's thing. It was like right in the beginning, which made it awesome.
Right. And
but that was all day one, right?
Yeah, that was
crazy.
All day one. They're not as full for the rest of the days, but so day 2 is we went back to the Xbox booth. Well, no, we didn't go back. We went to the Xbox booth because we were going to try the Halo thing, and they had a HoloLens experience there. We got to the line. It was already outside the Xbox booth area, and we lined up. We waited there for how long? 45 minutes or so before we went up and asked one of the guys how long the line would be.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't remember.
I don't know, but both days it was way too long.
Right. Yeah. So we went up and asked, and they said they were running behind schedule, and apparently they have a press schedule line, and for everyone that goes through, they maybe allow 6 general admission people to go in with press. So
if that.
Yeah. Basically, if you were not in the line that was inside the booth at the start of the day, like when the doors opened, there was no way you were going to get in. So we stood there for a couple hours, seeing if there was any way that they could get us in. We knew a couple people there. Ryan was there. Katie was there. Eugenia was there. So we're just kind of standing around waiting to see if there's somehow we could get in. And it didn't really turn out that we could. So after a few hours or so, we left and went for the Elite controller.
That was sick.
And tried that out, which seems like it's gotten some pretty positive feedback.
Yeah, that I'm definitely getting one. After playing with it, I'm convinced. Like that's what I'm going to be playing with from now on. Is that controller? There's nothing else.
I know Eli did a video on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was him and it was either Roy or Snipe Down that he did.
Snipe Down.
Yeah.
It was Snipe Down.
Okay. Yeah, they were talking, and he was talking with one of the other guys. It wasn't in the interview, but they was talking with the other guys that has all the customizable pieces and them assigning buttons and all that stuff that comes with it, which was pretty cool.
I will say that saucer D-pad looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks really good.
I will probably be picking one up when it comes out.
I've been saying they needed it for years, but it's about time, and I'll probably be getting it. Like mine is starting to give out on me as it is. Got it right here.
Same here.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then I think we did lunch after that, or
yeah. Then we did lunch. We met Homebohm, grabbed lunch, got our cheap Hot Pockets. Then we got lunch.
Wait, I
then
thought that was Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
I'm pretty sure that was Wednesday.
We went to the taco night. No.
Oh, you guys split up from us on this first day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, first day, you and Eli went somewhere, and then Bio and I went over to the other side to check stuff out. We actually I remember. So Bio and I went to go find Sledge and Crazy Jeff from EA. So we actually got to meet them at RTX last year, and they were some of the, I guess, they were doing the Titanfall promotion, and I actually met both of them first at E3 last year, and then got to meet them again at RTX, and Bio, you met them at RTX. So we got to talk to them a little bit and just kind of catch up with them. So we found Sledge at the EA booth over in the South Hall, and then we actually went over to Star Wars Battlefront and played their new multiplayer mode. And we met Crazy Jeff and got to catch up with him there. And then, so what did you do, Uni, while we were split up?
We just went to get food.
That was it?
That's all we wanted.
And then we met up. Afterwards, we tried going back to the booth to see if we could get in, and we just didn't end up getting in at all.
I met up with Kynan Pearson, which was pretty cool. He was standing on the sideline just talking with, I think it was Frank, if I remember correctly. He was just talking there, and they shoot us out of there. We couldn't be in that line. We couldn't be there.
Yeah.
So we met up and talked with him for a little bit. And,
Tuesday was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, there wasn't really too much going on. We were just kind of exploring, kind of looking around.
So I think afterwards we didn't really do anything, right? I think we just went straight back to George's house.
Yeah, pretty much.
That Tuesday was not that big of a day.
You guys actually played Halo 1-on-1 and played online. You played doubles online, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, Halo Combat Evolved.
So we were playing with Nisi. Actually, I take it back. You guys were playing with Nisi. I was going through pictures and videos on my laptop.
And listening to Hunt the Truth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, man. Talk about an ending.
I remember you guys were like, you got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. I'm like, I'm going to listen to it. Like, we know you need to listen to it now. All right. Sure enough. That was my last thing I did for that night before I passed out.
Right. And then we did the podcast.
Yeah.
It was, for those that haven't listened to Hunt the Truth or haven't finished it yet, you guys need to finish it. Go over to huntthetruth.com and just, they have a full compilation up now of all the episodes. So just go listen to it. It's amazing. It truly is one of, like, if you're, from what I've been told, because I haven't listened to it yet, but if you're a fan of I Love Bees during the Halo 2 promotion, then Hunt the Truth is right up your alley. So definitely check it out. But yeah, so Tuesday night we did that. Wednesday night we freaking booked it. We actually dropped off. Uni, you were driving that day, right? I believe.
I believe so.
And so we dropped off Bio and Eli to try to go run the line as the doors open. We parked, and by the time that Eli and Bio got there, the line was already past the booth outside on the wall, and there was no way that we were going to get in there.
Okay, so this is basically what happened. Me and Eli, the doors haven't opened yet to the public. They're still, security guards waiting and all that stuff. And me and Eli kind of jumped in front of the line. So we make sure we get those spots. And the security guards are like, all right, we're allowing everybody in. Don't run. No one, everybody stay calm. Everybody just starts plowing past everybody and starts running into the convention.
Oh, sure.
He book it to the thing, and there's already a line all the way outside the Xbox or the HoloLens Halo booth,
right?
And it was crazy. Like, we were like the first people there, and there was already a line out the door. It was crazy.
So for non E3 people, exhibitors get in early, and if they're not obviously on duty, they can go and line up at booths and whatnot. So the line is already filled with those with exhibitor passes before even people like with general admission can even get in. So by the time that anyone general admission would be able to get in, the line for the HoloLens thing was already full.
Yeah.
Which just absolutely sucks. So I think we went to the line. We asked if there was any way that we could get on a list, and Wednesday's kind of a blur to me.
Yeah, I don't remember
except
Wednesday.
at the end.
We weren't able to get on the list. Then we found Holmbold. We went to go get food. On the way to go get food, we found free Hot Pockets, which were only like quarter pockets.
There
were snack pockets, if anything.
Yeah, they were tiny pockets. And then we went and got actual food. Then we went to go play Battlefront, which was awesome. I don't know if you guys want to talk about Star Wars Battlefront at all.
It was fun. It was
a lot of fun.
It was funny because Hollenbaum tried to record footage and he couldn't.
Yeah, Holmbold tried to put it on his head and record a little of what he was watching, but they wouldn't let him. So he had to delete it all, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think he saw the don't record signs.
I didn't see one either. I just got lucky.
Oh, they were there. But anyways, it was pretty cool though. They actually had a X-Wing simulator there. So they had the full frame setup and like 3-screen display. So if you were one of the lucky few, you could actually do an X-Wing simulator. And I don't know if that's part of Battlefront. I think it's just kind of its own experience as part of promoting Battlefront, but it looked like fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun.
The game mode that we played was very similar to Horde mode, Firefight mode, Zombie mode, that kind of stuff where it's waves of enemies.
Yeah, you shoot. I think the funniest part was when you shoot the stormtroopers and like their jetpacks start taking off on them.
Right, while they're jetpacking.
that was funny.
That was something that Jeff told us to do. It's like, yeah, shoot them when they're flying in the air. It's like, okay. Yeah, it was pretty funny, pretty comical. So that was Wednesday afternoon, and then we went back just to see if we could fill in some back position that wouldn't get filled. So we sat around there for, an hour or so?
Something like that.
I think. And at the very end, and Uni, I'm still sorry that I got it and you didn't, but...
Dude, don't even trip.
Ryan, who's one of the 343 guys who's helping run the HoloLens thing, comes over and just basically pulls me to the door. And I get set up with, they do a little, you're going to have to remind me what it is, but the little eye measure thing.
Pupillary distance.
Yeah, interpupillary distance, IPD. And they have this little device that measures it, and it's to calibrate the HoloLens thing. So literally the last group of the day, there was a vacant spot. Like someone who had a media reservation didn't come and fill their reservation. So I got yanked in, pulled in. And the best part of that experience was that I got to sit next to LeVar Burton and see him wear a HoloLens.
That's pretty cool, dude. Like I know him by face. I don't know his actual name, but then when he started describing who he was, I was like, I know him as the Reading Rainbow guy. that's how I know him as, is the Reading Rainbow guy. So
yeah, most people know him as that, or Geordi LaForge from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So the guy that wore the visor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had to wear it because he was blind, right? If I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest nerd moments of E3 ever. So that was fun.
I mean, he was in Roots too, right? From the late 70s, the TV show Roots as well.
Maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys even know, but yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
I know of the TV show. I've never watched it.
It's based off the book. But yeah, he's in it. And but yeah, Star Trek, that's what everyone knows him from. And Reading Rainbow.
That and Reading Rainbow, yeah. So that was cool. That was one of those things where it's like, I'm standing next to the original HoloLens guy. If you think about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a picture with him, but no photography or video recording was allowed inside the experience. So, of course, I couldn't. And by the time we were done with the game, everyone left pretty quickly. But the HoloLens experience was by far probably one of the most memorable things from E3 this year. So you start out with this kind of calibration thing, and you're actually given a waypoint to where you're supposed to walk basically through this infinity deck that they made. And the waypoint looks exactly like it looks like in the game, where it's a stationary point in 3D space. So you follow the waypoint, and then you are instructed to look at this bay door that's supposed to open, but it's really just kind of a cutout window. But the HoloLens projects an image to make it look like a bay door is opening and then a pelican's leaving. And then you're given another waypoint to go around this briefing table, and then a hologram, similar like you would see a hologram on the deck of the Infinity, comes out of the table, and then Palmer gives you a debrief on how Warzone is played. And that's about a 6-minute demonstration. After that's done, you take the HoloLens off, and you're actually given a USB stick that's like a Cortana chip, and it has a bunch of promotional stuff like things that you can put on Instagram or Vine or pictures of the HoloLens stuff, and it actually has all the Hunter Truth stuff on there as well. And then you go and play around a Warzone. And at the end, you got these really cool Chief or Lock pins, which was kind of the talk of the expo. Was these pins were like gold at the convention.
Yeah, everybody wanted them. Anybody that's seen them on Twitter, it's just like, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up. It's like, no, like they're very limited, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got a Lock one, I think. I didn't get a Chief one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got a Chief shirt, but I didn't get a Chief pin.
Okay.
Inconsistent.
But it was a lot of fun. And you got to go through it, right? You went through it on Thursday?
Yeah. Eli nabbed me a spot for the VIP list or something like that, or the media list.
Right.
I don't remember exactly how it went, but he got nabbed me a spot, which I'm extremely grateful of, because that was like the highlight of E3 for me. Like, I was just so blown away through that whole experience. Like, I was just going through and just experiencing that. I'm like, this is insane. Like, this is something out of like a movie or something. Like, it was fiction. It was just crazy. But yeah, no, it was awesome. That whole experience. If anybody was able to do it, I know that was kind of like it was like a kind of a really hard thing to get into. But if you were at E3 and you could have done it, and you did do it, you understand exactly what we're talking about. Like, it was just awesome.
Yeah, I think for the most part, if you were able to go through it, that was the highlight of the show. At least that's what it seemed like for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, people from PlayStation, like people that I know that are from PlayStation that don't really do anything with Xbox, they're like, yeah, that was pretty much the highlight of the show. Wasn't it? There was a tweet from some guy from PlayStation.
Right, like that was like either the president or the vice president of Sony Online Entertainment, SOE, went through the HoloLens experience and had some good things to say about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was awesome. The other thing, kind of jumping ahead a little bit, was the drift for Oculus.
Yeah.
Oh, where you're just floating through space?
Yeah, that was awesome.
So you're actually on the International Space Station, which just exploded, and you're the last surviving crew member, and you're supposed to figure out what happened to the International Space Station and eventually try to figure out how you're going to make it back to Earth in one piece.
And I'd make it back to Earth and then let some NASA people figure out what the heck happened to the space station.
Yeah, right. It was, if you guys seen the movie Gravity, it was a lot like that.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was pretty much it. I know for me, I checked out the Nintendo booth a little bit. They have some Super Mario Maker, which is kind of cool. It's like forging Super Mario worlds, which I thought was kind of cool. And Fallout 4 had some stuff there. They announced Fallout Shelter, which is a iOS app, soon to be an Android app. So I'm a huge Fallout fan. And they had the helper robot. I think its name is Codsworth, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
They had a life-size one there, and if you've played Fallout, you know how they normally tell jokes in the game. So that's what it was doing there. And they had a life-size Pip-Boy statue, and then they had the vault opening like on a wall. So that was kind of cool. And
we met up with somebody. They got us pins.
Yeah, it was Josh from ESL. He was there.
Okay.
At the Bethesda booth. So
like that's what we're kind of there for, because it was kind of like starting to hit towards the end of the day. We're like, well, let's see what pins we can get.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting. But yeah, we got some Bethesda pins. So there was an Elder Scrolls pin on there. There's Fallout pin and some other pins on there. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's more stuff that happened, but that pretty much sums it up. The E3 was just an incredible experience. For my first experience of E3, I don't think I could have asked for a better one. I really can't.
Oh, you definitely couldn't, man. It was phenomenal.
It was awesome. We had our own posse, though. It was us three and Eli pretty much hanging out together for the entire week, which was awesome.
Yeah, we stuck around with the Evil Geniuses crew for a little bit there too. Anytime we met up, we were always like right next to them, it seemed.
Yeah, we ran into them a few times. The other thing that was there, which we didn't quite touch on yet before we wrap up, is they formally announced what was in the collector's edition.
Oh yeah, and the statue.
Yeah,
forgot about the statue.
Yeah, they had. So in the collector's edition, you get a UNSC themed steelbook case, a digital download for the game, no disc, Spartan locks, classified orders, and dossiers for Blue Team and Fireteam Osiris. The Halo Fall of Reach animated series, which I'm guessing we'll find out more a little bit later. A pack of 14 premium requisition bundles for Warzone.
14?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I just blow your mind?
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Metal Earth Guardians model and a 2-week trial of gold. And then if you get the limited collector's edition, you get the commemorative Lock and Chief statue, which actually is like in two pieces, so you can actually detach it and make it like bookends. And there's a life-size version of that in the lobby of the South Hall at E3. For those that have possibly seen our pictures, Bio and I were in front of it. The EG guys that were there. Yeah, it was. The EG guys that were there, we got a picture of them in front of it. It was awesome. I would so want that whole thing. I don't know where I would put it, but I would want that life-sized.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm glad I got the limited collector's edition. I'm so happy I got that. After seeing that, it was interesting though, because when we went to pick up our E3 badges, we actually seen that. We weren't allowed to take pictures or anything of that. We brought out our phones, and that dude's like, "Nope, put it away. You're not having that."
Yeah, but anyways, that pretty much covers our E3 trip. It was a blast. I'll say for being there a second year.
So much fun.
It was definitely worthwhile. Bio, how was your first year experience?
Oh, it was incredible. It really was. It was incredible. I met so many people. People I wanted to meet, people I didn't even think I would ever meet. Just socializing with gamers, industry people, just everything. It was just, like I said before, I don't think I could have ever asked for a better experience for any experience for my first year.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No, but huge shout outs to Bravo for getting us passes for the briefing and for E3.
Yeah, man.
Like if it wasn't for him we wouldn't have been able to make it. So huge shout outs to 343 for helping us get there and just putting on an awesome show, because
it was a great E3 for Halo, dude.
It definitely
fantastic.
Was. It's a good start into like full-fledged Halo 5 campaign. If the beta and Hunt the Truth weren't enough already, and I guess the Game Informer article that just came out a little bit before E3, this definitely has the ball rolling on stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So it was a blast being able to be there, and I'm hoping to go again in the future when it's another Halo year. I'm not sure if I would go next year because I don't think there'd be any big Halo announcements per se, but in case there is...
You don't know what they have planned.
Yeah, I know. They may have something.
Secrets.
So you never know. Never know. Although my leave budget is scrapping for scraps. That did not work out as well as I thought it was going to. Anyways, you get the point. We'll see what happens next year. But it was a blast, and getting to see a lot of different people, getting to talk to people was awesome. Getting to meet some new people from both the community and from the development side was awesome. Getting to play Warzone was fantastic. And I'm definitely looking forward to Halo 5. The hype train keeps on rolling full steam ahead, and I'm not ashamed to say that I'm completely on board. I've pre-ordered my limited collector's edition. I am pumped for this game, to say the least.
My body is ready.
Yes, we are all ready for this. But I want to give a huge shout out to Naked Eli for letting Bio and myself stay at his place for the duration of E3. We owe him a debt of gratitude, and
I owe him that same debt.
There you go. It was the Halo house for the weekend, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun being with you guys again. And Bio, I'm glad you could tag along and get to do some cool stuff. And
yeah, man,
we'll see what happens. We still have a couple more conventions we're doing down the road. We have San Diego Comic-Con, we have RTX, we have PAX, and a bunch of other stuff leading up to the launch of Halo 5. So lots of cool stuff to go on. And Uni, I want to thank you again for coming on the show, for spending some time with us to reminisce and walk down memory lane of E3. It's been fun to have you on. It was fun to hang out with you during E3, and looking forward to possibly hanging out with you and some of the other conventions down the road. But it's been a blast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Definitely. Make sure you go check out his stuff. He's over youtube.com/Unyshek, twitter.com/Unyshek.
Everything is Unyshek.
Everything/Unyshek. Naked Eli is, I believe,
Naked Halo with an E.
Naked Halo with
for or 3 for an E.
Right, on Twitter. Naked Halo on YouTube. Is his Twitch Naked Halo as well, or is that?
I think it's Naked Eli.
I think that's Naked.
Really?
I think that's Naked_Eli for Twitch.
Yeah. Yep.
So check him out.
Put a curveball in there.
Yeah, I know, right? He's slacking. So check him out on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter, and same thing for Uni. Make sure you check them out. Both of them are great guys, and we really appreciate hanging out with them and appreciate their support as well. So go support them. Do all that stuff. We'll be back with another episode here pretty soon, but until then, keep on fragging Warzone.